Sonali, bilateral trade between both our countries, it witnessed a close to $330 million dip from 2021. This was obviously against the backdrop of India actually sourcing oil from Russia and less from Brunei. Has that ruffled any feathers there?
Yeah, so that was that is one particular area which saw the dip because India was purchasing oil from Russia, and to revive that entire trade with Brunei when it comes to the oil or natural gas purchase from Brunei, this visit is very critical because India wants to revive that trade with Brunei. And why this is happening? Because when it comes to defense or energy needs of India, we have been diversifying our partners. We used to rely on one partner in Europe, like we have Russia, from where our defense purchases used to happen. We diversified towards Germany, US, even UK. But now when it comes to energy needs, India also wants to have partners in the closer neighborhood in Asia. And that is why Brunei is very important when it comes to energy needs. We have seen the kind of criticism India was facing or the scrutiny India was facing when India developed close relations with Russia, though MEA says that it's our own standing, whether West likes it or not. But despite all this, India also wants to have more partners in the Asian region, in the immediate neighborhood, when it comes to energy and defense sector. So that is why Brunei, the visit of Prime Minister today, the bilateral talks he will be having with the head of the Sultan of Brunei today, will be focusing on these sectors, be it energy, defense, space technology, and other sectors as well.
Right, crucial areas to focus on. Well, after ascending to the throne in August 1968, the Sultan actually achieved several development milestones and has built diplomatic relations, like being part of ASEAN and UN. But this monarch is most prominently actually known for his wealthy lifestyle and uber luxurious possessions. You have probably seen the clickbait headlines flashing the 7,000 luxury cars, a gold-plated jet, and a palace with 1,700 rooms captured. Well, as per reports, the Sultan of Brunei's total net worth is about $30 billion, with most of his money coming from oil reserves and natural gas. Sultan Hassan Al Bolkiah's car collection, meanwhile, has been making headlines. And why not? It's absolutely insane. He actually owns 7,000 luxury cars, valued at around 341 billion rupees. Obviously, those headlines in India have everyone peeling their eyes. His fleet actually includes 600 Rolls Royces and 300 Ferraris. And I must inform you that in the 90s, the Bolkiah family bought nearly half of all the Rolls Royces sold worldwide. Actually, the world's largest private car collection is owned by the Sultan of Brunei. He holds an official Guinness World Record for his Rolls Royce cars, in particular with 500 of the luxury cars, part of his overall collection. But some sources have said there are now 600 cars in his collection. He also got a custom-designed Rolls Royce featuring an open roof to accommodate the umbrella on top of the car. Naturally, the car was decked in gold plating from the grille to the tires. Also, as per reports, the Sultan of Brunei dropped $400 million on a Boeing 747. You heard that right, $400 million. He splurged an extra $120 million on accessories, including a gold wash basin. And get this, he even gifted his daughter an Airbus A340 for her birthday. Talk about living large. Living large actually takes us to the mansion that the Prime Minister and the Sultan are in at the moment. That mansion that they are meeting in is made out of gold. Some call it the ultimate royal residence. The Sultan of Brunei's palace spans actually a staggering 2 million square feet and holds the Guinness World Record as the largest palace in the world. Its dome is adorned with 22-carat gold, and the palace is valued at over 2,500 crore rupees. Inside that palace where that meeting is taking place, you'll find more than 1,700 rooms, more than 250 bathrooms, 5 swimming pools, 110 garages, and even air-conditioned stables for 200 horses. But it does not end just here. Hassan Al Bolkiah's visitors can also find pleasure in the Sultan's private zoo, which actually houses roughly 30 Bengal tigers, we're told. And the zoo is also home to birds including flamingos, falcons, that can sing, talk, ride bicycles, play basketball, and also impersonate other animals. Bolkiah, though, has not lost his love for extravagance. He reportedly still often spends about $20,000 on a single haircut as he flies out his go-to barber from London's Dorchester Hotel in Mayfair. But after ascending to the throne in August 1968, his zest for life, many say, remains. He has achieved several developmental milestones and has built diplomatic relations, like being part of ASEAN and UN. In fact, our Prime Minister is currently speaking. Listen in to what he's saying currently.
आज भी भारत के लोग बहुत गौरव के साथ याद करते हैं। योर मैजेस्टी, मुझे अत्यंत खुशी है कि मुझे अपने तीसरे कार्यकाल की शुरुआत में ही ब्रुनेई की यात्रा करने का और आपसे भविष्य के विषय में चर्चा करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। यह भी सुखद संयोग है कि इस वर्ष हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं। भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना, ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है। हम एक दूसरे की भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि मेरी इस यात्रा से और हमारी चर्चाओं से आने वाले समय के लिए हमारे संबंधों को स्ट्रैटेजिक दिशा मिलेगी। एक बार फिर इस अवसर पर मैं आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। योर मैजेस्टी, आपके भावपूर्ण शब्द, गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत और आतिथ्य सत्कार के लिए मैं आपको और पूरे शाही परिवार का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। सबसे पहले मैं आपको और ब्रुनेई के लोगों को आजादी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ पर 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों की तरफ से हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। योर मैजेस्टी, हमारे सदियों पुराने सांस्कृतिक संबंध है। हमारी मित्रता का आधार हमारी यह महान सांस्कृतिक परंपरा है। आपके नेतृत्व में हमारे संबंध दिनों दिन प्रगाढ़ होते रहे हैं। 2018 में हमारे गणतंत्र दिवस पर मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में आपकी भारत यात्रा की स्मृतियां आज भी भारत के लोग बहुत गौरव के साथ याद करते हैं। योर मैजेस्टी, मुझे अत्यंत खुशी है कि मुझे अपने तीसरे कार्यकाल की शुरुआत में ही ब्रुनेई की यात्रा करने का और आपसे भविष्य के विषय में चर्चा करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। यह भी सुखद संयोग है कि इस वर्ष हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं। भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना, ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है। हम एक दूसरे की भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि मेरी इस यात्रा से और हमारी चर्चाओं से आने वाले समय के लिए हमारे संबंधों को स्ट्रैटेजिक दिशा मिलेगी। एक बार फिर इस अवसर पर मैं आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं।
तो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी ने बधाई दी।
Well, the Prime Minister's historic visit coincides with the 40th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic ties between India and Brunei. The Prime Minister and the Sultan have engaged in bilateral discussions focusing on areas of cooperation, especially in the areas of defense, trade, energy, investment, space technology and health. In fact, the two nations are expected to sign several MOUs in a short while, and after lunch, our Prime Minister will actually depart for Singapore. Upon his arrival there, the Prime Minister will meet members of the Indian community before being hosted for dinner by his counterpart, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, in Singapore. The Prime Minister is on a two-nation Southeast Asia visit, but it is the first ever bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Brunei, even though in the past we've had former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and our former President Hamid Ansari touch down in Brunei. This is the first bilateral visit by an Indian Prime Minister to the Southeast Asian nation. After this, he heads to Singapore. Slipping into a short break, news and updates continue in a moment.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Narendra Modi has posted on X saying, delighted to meet His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah. Bilateral ties.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day.
Welcome back. Let's get you the highlights of day 6 of the Paris Paralympics. India took their medals tally to 20, the best ever in a single edition of Paralympics. Before this, their best performance came in Tokyo, where India won 19 medals. Early today, Sharad Kumar won a silver, while Mariappan Thangavelu claimed a bronze in the men's high jump T63 event. On the other hand, Ajit Singh and Sundar Singh Gurjar clinched silver and bronze respectively in the F46 javelin throw final. Deepti Jivanji won the 400 meters T20 bronze. My colleague Rika Roy was reporting these details. We have these details thanks to her. Thank you for watching. We're slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue in a moment.
Hello.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
And impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
To the seat of power, Delhi.
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi there, a very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. My name is Kitty Bahel. In this edition, we'll get you all the latest news and updates from across the country in the next 1 hour. Let's start with the headlines at the top. Key MCD poll amid AAP versus LG face-off in Delhi. Voting is underway after the LG had appointed presiding officers. LG office says that it had appointed officials because the mayor did not do so. Bombay High Court will hear the plea on film emergency. Zee Entertainment has moved the High Court over film certification. The plea alleges that CBFC illegally withheld the certification to the film. Union Home Ministry tells Supreme Court that West Bengal government has adopted a blatant non-cooperative approach towards CISF tasked by SC to provide security to RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital after the rape murder of a doctor on its premises. Mollywood Me Too storm continues to escalate. Now Malayalam actor Alansir Lopez has been booked for allegedly sexually assaulting an actress in 2017 in Bengaluru. Actor Nivin Pauly has also been booked for rape. Prime Minister Modi meets Brunei Sultan as he is on a historic visit to the South Asian nation. Prime Minister Modi says the key focus will be on strategic partnership. Kerala government crackdown on child pornography. Searches and raids lead to 37 arrests. Operation P Hunt is underway in the state. India makes Paralympics history with 20 medals in its kitty. Indian contingent surpasses Tokyo performance. We're starting this edition with a top focus amid the tussle between the Delhi Lieutenant Governor and Mayor over zonal committee elections in Delhi. Voting is taking place today for the post of chairman, vice chairman for each of city's 12 zonal bodies at the MCD headquarters. Well, remember the MCD had witnessed high drama just a day before with Mayor Shelley Oberoi refusing to appoint the presiding officer, saying that her conscience did not allow her to stand for an undemocratic election process. Well, the voting is currently underway at this point in time. MCD Commissioner, remember, had overruled her just a few hours later, saying that the polls will happen as per schedule. And the LG later had to appoint the presiding officers. Well, there's a huge tussle that's going on between the Delhi LG and the Mayor of Delhi over this very issue. And these are well, important elections that are taking place at this point in time. My colleague Tanushka is also now joining us on the broadcast, getting us more on that. Tanushka, we do believe the election is underway for a few wards and the results have also started pouring in. This, of course, is happening amid this big tussle that is taking place between the Mayor of Delhi and the LG. We've seen huge drama happening yesterday as well.
Right, exactly, Kitty. The election of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi is currently underway, and this election has come after 19 months, and there's been long-standing suspense with respect to when these elections would be, taking place. And finally, today it's being taken place. It is underway right now at the Civic Center after the Delhi Lieutenant Governor announced late last night that the elections will happen today itself, and the election started at 10 a.m. this morning and will go on until 4 p.m. Today. These elections will be deciding and electing upon the chairman, the vice chairman, as well as 12 members of the standing committee. As of now, a few members also have stand opposed. However, the final results will only decide what is to come out or who is to go ahead with leading the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. What we know as of now is that the elections are currently ongoing, and the elections were finally announced by the Delhi Lieutenant Governor, which was in a way overriding of the Delhi Mayor. And this came about after the Delhi mayor had not taken a decision on the elections. What we know from Rajnivas sources is that the MCD commissioner wrote out to the Delhi Lieutenant Governor, reaching out to him seeking directions because there were no directions from the mayor, and what was stated is that they were waiting to hear from the mayor upon the elections, and this is when the Lieutenant Governor decided at 9 p.m. last night that elections will be held today itself.
Okay. Right, Tanushka, what we are getting to know at this point in time is that the Aam Aadmi Party has won City SP as well as Karol Bagh zones unopposed. As I said, results have started coming in and we'll be waiting for the final results, of course. But for the benefit of our viewers, help us understand what was the opposition of the mayor regarding the elections. Why was the mayor saying that the elections that are going to take place, yesterday she said that the elections that are going to take place tomorrow, that is happening today, are undemocratic and she can't participate in this exercise? What was the problem?
Right, exactly, Kitty. This is first of all referring to your mentioning of yes, the City SP zone as well as the Karol Bagh zone has had members of the Aam Aadmi Party have been declared unopposed members as of now, and what we know is that this tussle between the Delhi mayor as well as the Delhi Lieutenant Governor has been ongoing, and what we understand is that she was also to herself as well decide upon that the presiding officers will be the deputy commissioners. However, no clarity was given on the same, which is why the Delhi Lieutenant Governor as well exercising his constitutional as well as statutory powers that were bestowed upon him by the President Draupadi Murmu. He went ahead and decided upon that the deputy commissioners of each zone, there are 12 zones in question right now, will be handled by in these elections by these presiding and will be acting as the presiding officers in these elections.
Well, absolutely. All right. Well, that's the story that we're tracking at this point in time, and we'll be getting you more on that. Tanushka, stay on with us. We do understand President Draupadi Murmu delegated Delhi's Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena the power to form and appoint members to any authority, board, commission or statutory body under laws enacted by the Parliament for the capital as per the Ministry of Home Affairs. Now, this new presidential order has, of course, triggered a fresh showdown between the Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena and the ruling Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, even as the elections to next year's assembly polls are to take place. Well, before that, Tanushka, as we've been talking about it, a huge tussle that's taking place in the national capital, and it was expected.
Well, this tussle for power continues between the Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena and the Delhi Mayor Shelley Oberoi, and in this case Draupadi Murmu, President, has bestowed upon these powers which were already existing provisions upon the Delhi Lieutenant Governor to take decisions and to appoint as well as form members into boards as well as these bodies of authorities, and this sets into play also the constitutional as well as the statutory powers that now the Delhi Lieutenant Governor has full-fledged, premise to access and exercise upon within the laws enacted by the Parliament in Delhi. So this notice came in by the Ministry of Home Affairs as well, and what we understand from this is that there will be more, political tensions between the ruling Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi versus the Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena.
Right, absolutely. All right. Tanushka, thank you so much for getting us all those details there. Well, we'll keep an eye on the developments taking place. That's the big story that we're tracking at this point in time. Meanwhile, we have some more news that's coming in. This is from West Bengal. In the latest flashpoint between Bengal's ruling TMC and the BJP, the centre has now approached the Supreme Court, contending that the Bengal government must provide proper facilities for the CISF personnel who've been delegated to ensure security at the hospital. Anything less, it said, would amount to contempt of court and action should be initiated. Well, in its petition filed by before the Supreme Court, I beg your pardon, the MHA said that the troops are currently staying at the city's CISF unit in the city suburbs. They have to travel for 1 hour to reach the hospital. My colleague Sunil Prabhu gets us more on that.
This is a plea that has come from the Home Ministry against, as you rightly pointed out, the West Bengal government. Call it Amit Shah versus Mamata Banerjee or whatever you may. The fact is that this is in compliance with the Supreme Court norms and the Supreme Court direction to have CISF at RG Car. That was the direction, that was the clear thing. Whether this comes in a gray area, whether they have to provide, accommodation to the CISF staff, the security gadgets, those are certain things that we'll have to wait and watch and see whether the MHA plea is accepted by the Supreme Court. Because how does a state government, which does not have the required accommodation provided to the CISF, just because of a direction that you have to take over the security of the hospital. It can be within a distance of, a few meters. How long is this CISF deployment? Is it going to be on a continuous basis just because the Chief Justice and his bench have decided? Is it going to be for months or years? Those are certain directions have to be taken. It's in that context, we'll have to wait and see how things play out. It's definitely a huge contention because please remember, in the Constitution of India, law and order is number one. It's because of the Supreme Court direction that CISF has taken over the RG Car. But does it mean that they have to also provide accommodation? Do they have to also provide the equipment and the security apparatus that the CISF requires? Who pays for that? All these issues need to be resolved, and we'll get further clarity once the Supreme Court takes up this matter.
All right, we are tracking some more news now. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju has slammed West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over an old letter sent to her government seeking fast-track special courts for cases of rape and those registered again under the POCSO Act. In the letter dated November 11, 2018, Rijiju had sought Mamata Banerjee government's intervention in the establishment of fast-track courts for quick trial and disposal of pending rape and POCSO Act cases in West Bengal. We have more information coming in. Saurabh Gupta gets us more details.
And of course, there has been some talk and also some allegations and counter-allegations regarding these fast-track courts. Now, fast-track courts are something that have been in the pipeline for years now. While, the BJP, not just Mr. Rijiju, but others within the BJP as well. Mr. Rijiju has, of course, shared that letter that he shared when he was law minister. But apart from that, there have been others as well who also have, commented on this, including BJP MLA Ognimitra Paul, who also mentioned similar figures in the assembly during that debate on that law. And the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has also responded saying fast-track courts have been set up, though the numbers seem to be something that is a matter of debate between the BJP and the Trinamool. But yes, there has to be enough fast-track courts, and there seems to be consensus on that. How many have been set up, how many have not been set up? That's where the disagreement and the debate is. And the union, the former union law minister and of course the current union minister Kiran Rijiju flagging this issue of, that letter that he wrote earlier, and also the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee responding to that in the assembly, also sharing details of the fast-track courts that the government had set up.
Well, we'll get you more on that in just a bit. Meanwhile, some more news that we're tracking at this point in time. An FIR has been filed against actor Alancer Lopez for sexual misconduct based on the complaint made by a junior artist. The offence allegedly took place in a hotel in Bengaluru on multiple occasions between 2017 and 2018, as per information coming in. Well, the Ernakulam police had registered a case on the complaint of the young actress. The complaint says that Alancer sexually assaulted her in Bengaluru in 2017. A special investigation team is going to conduct the investigation on that. Well, more information that we have, an FIR also has been registered against Malayalam film star Nivin Pauly in Kerala's Ernakulam district based on the complaint filed by a woman. Well, the actor, however, has denied the charges and said that he will go to an extent to fight the case. Well, in the complaint, the woman has claimed that she was cheated on, promises that she would be given a chance to act in films. She has also claimed that she was sexually assaulted outside India by a group of 6 people, including Pauly in Dubai. Well, the police have registered an FIR against the actor under various sections, including section 376. As per the complaint, the incident took place in November last year in a hotel in Dubai. The complainant has alleged that actor Nivin and 5 others, including producer A.K. Sunil, sexually assaulted her on the promise of a film role. Well, that's the latest coming in at this point in time.
So Nivin Pauly is a big star, the Premam star as he's called. He had starred along with Sai Pallavi in that film, and of course several other successful films, and he has in fact alleged some kind of a conspiracy because of which he is being named in this particular case by an actress, and he in fact held a press conference yesterday and said that I want to put this out in the public domain, saying that I have no reason to believe that I have done anything wrong at all, and therefore I am going to go to the bottom of this. What he has said is that he is going to take this up legally because he believes that there is a conspiracy. In this particular case, he has been named as an accused number 6 by the police. In this case, the accused number 1 incidentally happens to be a woman called Shreya, who is supposed to have taken this victim survivor to another place where she was offered a role, and subsequently other than the producer as well in this case, who has been booked as accused number 2 in this case, and subsequently Nivin Pauly becoming accused number 6. All these are non-bailable cases, and that's the reason why many of them we are seeing, like Siddiq and Ranjit as well, have gone to the court seeking orders against their arrest on the basis of the complaints that are being made. Mr. Ranjit was in fact the first of the actors to be named in these cases. He has in fact gone to court saying that he is not just not guilty in this case, but he has also said that he has several ailments, including a liver transplant that he had undergone, and therefore he should not be arrested in this particular case. I must point out not just the Me Too allegations in the sexual harassment case in the film industry, there is some other big drive that's happening in Kerala, and that is against child pornography. An operation that is being called P, that is something that is in fact led to the arrest of as many as 37 people. Raids and searches are being carried out everywhere against people who are in fact looking at this or storing this or sharing this. As you know, child pornography is also a big area of concern, and that's a crackdown that the Kerala government is also undertaking at the same time, because attitudes that are formed about sexual perversion or about respect neither to a woman, it could be a man as well, or a child, all those cases in a sense, should I say, being looked at by the Kerala government and the authorities there.
Well, we are shifting our focus to some election news now. The Congress party will kick off its election campaign in poll-bound Jammu Kashmir today. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi will launch the party campaign in Kashmir, while Ally National Conference's Vice President Omar Abdullah will file his nomination for the polls today. Remember, Jammu Kashmir will witness polling in 3 phases, with the first phase starting on 18th of September, and elections are going to take place from 18th September to 1st October in 3 phases to elect 90 members of Jammu Kashmir Legislative Assembly. That's the latest coming in at this point in time. Rahul Gandhi will be in Kashmir, where he will launch a party campaign, and what we are also learning at the moment is that Omar Abdullah will also file his nomination for the polls today. My colleague Nazir is also now joining us on the broadcast, getting us more on that. Nazir, we do understand, even as the situation is still tense on the ground, given the fact there have been a number of attacks in Jammu Kashmir in the recent days, all eyes will be on the elections next, and Rahul Gandhi is going to launch his election campaign. What more details are coming out? We do understand you're finding it a little difficult to hear there. What is happening there? There are rallies scheduled, Nazir?
Well, our first rally is at a place called Sangaldan, which is in Banihal constituency, exactly on the other side of these mountains. And other rally, second rally Rahul Gandhi is going to address is here at Doru in Anantnag district. And all these people are the Congress supporters, National Conference supporters. They are waiting for Rahul Gandhi to address them. And it is very interesting day for the Rahul Gandhi, because when there would be completely different mood at 2 different rallies. For example, in this rally, which will be the second rally of Rahul Gandhi, it is the joint candidate of NC and Congress, Ghulam Ahmad Mir, who is the General Secretary in charge of the Congress in West Bengal and Jharkhand, he is contesting from here. So he's a joint candidate, alliance candidate. But in Banihal, where Congress's Waqar Rasool is fighting and Rahul Gandhi is coming to campaign for him, he's actually pitted against alliance partner, actually national conference candidate, because there's a friendly contest. So Rahul Gandhi has to strike a very fine balance between the two places, because no leader from the national conference is joining that rally. And here we see the posters of Farooq Abdullah and Umar Abdullah as well here at this rally. So it is a joint rally, but other rally. So without naming his opponent in Banihal, Rahul Gandhi has to oppose the national conference and seek vote for his.
All right, Nazir, I'll come back to you. Well, we have some breaking news now coming in. We'll go back to Nazir in just a bit. What we are learning at this point in time is that top wrestlers, including Bajrang Punia and Vinesh Phogat, have met Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. This comes ahead of Haryana Assembly polls. There are speculations that Vinesh Phogat and even Bajrang Punia could be given tickets by the Congress party, but whether that happens or not, that of course remains to be seen. At this point in time, what we are learning is that Vinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia have met Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. That's the photograph on your TV screens there. That has come in at this point in time. However, the information that's been coming so far is that Congress party has maintained that there has been no discussion on Vinesh Phogat or Bajrang Punia as to be given tickets from the Congress party. That was the reaction that came in from the Congress party just yesterday. And today you have the two wrestlers meeting Rahul Gandhi here. And this big development, of course, comes just days before Haryana polls are to take place. Whether the two wrestlers will be fielded by the Congress party in the Haryana polls or not, that remains to be seen. Well, these are two big faces, of course, and we do understand they have just met Rahul Gandhi, and after that meeting, this photograph has been released. All right, my colleague Gurpreet Chinna is now joining us on the broadcast here, getting us more on that. Well, Gurpreet, we had this photograph that has come out with Rahul Gandhi, the two wrestlers here, Vinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia, meeting Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. And there are speculations, of course, as we've been discussing about it earlier also, that the two wrestlers might be joining the Congress party. What more details do we have?
Well, of course, we have seen so many times, Vinesh Phogat, she has spotted with the Dipender Hooda also, and a grand welcome by the Congress had been given at the airport. So what we can understand and what we have learned, a lot of time these questions have been posed to the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, saying that whether these wrestlers are going to join the party or not. They say it's up to them. So somewhere down the lane, like we have seen the speculation which has already been in the public domain, it might be possible these will be a part of Congress party. And specifically in Haryana state, we have seen a lot of calculations are being made by a lot of political parties to understand undercurrent of Haryana politics. So let's see, till the time officially there is no declaration, it's difficult to say on this thing. But yes, of course, speculation are already in public domain, and so many times we have seen even the Congress Neta, they have also spoken on this issue. Back to studio.
But how significant would it be if a decision is taken? We do understand yesterday only the AICC in charge of Haryana, Deepak Babaria, had said that discussions had taken place on 32 of the 41 seats that were finalized as well. However, there were no specific discussion that took place as to whether the two wrestlers would be fielded from the Congress party or not. But how significant or how important would it be for the Congress party and beneficial for the Congress party if the two wrestlers join the party and are fielded from Haryana?
Well, as of now, we have seen the BJP has a big challenge to combat with anti-incumbency in Haryana. And that is one of the core reasons why the candidate list is not being released, because they are doing the multiple survey. But if we can talk about the Congress, and specifically if the wrestlers are going to join, we have seen the farmers, they are already supporting other political parties beyond the BJP. And the same thing they are also expecting, because we have seen a lot of protests have been taken by the sports person also. Somewhere down the line, it seems a lot of calculations have been made by the political experts and
and political pundits in the state of Haryana, and that could be possible reasons why they have already decided to go and extend their support to the wrestlers so that they will join the party and party will get a benefit not only in Haryana, other places also when elections will be coming.
But this is very important, Gurpreet, as we see just right before, we do understand that the Congress party, of course, is also expected to announce the name of its candidates, and before that, the two wrestlers meeting the Congress MP here gives out a big hint here.
Well, yes, we can talk about this thing, and we can also speculate this political observations which are being seen from the pictures also. What I have learned from some of the Congress netas also, they are totally in touch with the Congress. Now the question is, after joining the party, whether they are going to become a candidate from the Congress side or not, that type of speculation is already going on in the Haryana politics. And even what we have learned, all the parties, they are waiting for each other candidate so that they will be able to formulate such type of political strategy in this Haryana polls and will be able to get the power through this elections. So let's see that what type of officially announcement by the Congress, when the Congress is going to declare officially they are going to be a part of the Congress at a big way in Haryana state politics or not. That is yet to be seen when the Congress is officially making announcement on this issue.
All right. Thank you so much, Gurpreet, for getting us all those details there. Well, amid speculations over the top two wrestlers joining the Congress party, this is the picture now that has been released with the two wrestlers meeting Rahul Gandhi here, and of course there are murmurs that the two wrestlers might be joining the Congress party and even would be fielded in the upcoming assembly elections. Whether that happens or not, that remains to be seen. Of course, the Congress party would be releasing its list of candidates very soon. We'll be getting you more on that. Well, shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. This is coming in from Maharashtra. After marathon meetings, the Mahayuti is likely to finalize seats in the next 2 weeks. Out of the total 288 constituencies in the state, the BJP is likely to contest around 160 seats, and Shinde Sena could get about 70 seats, and Ajit Pawar's NCP could get 50 seats. Ajit Pawar has, however, sought 60 seats under pressure from his party leaders. That's the latest coming in at this point in time.
That's right. As far as ruling Mahayuti, which is the NDA coalition, is concerned in Maharashtra, they've been having marathon meetings over the last several weeks, be it with the CEC or with the central leadership. There had been multiple gatherings of all the top leaders within BJP, Sena and NCP. Looks like the final seat sharing will be out in a couple of weeks. Now, what we are hearing is that of the 288 strength assembly, 160 seats may go to BJP. So, BJP could take the largest chunk as far as the assembly elections in Maharashtra are concerned in the Mahayuti equation. And Shiv Sena may take about 70 to 80 is what we are hearing. As far as Ajit Pawar NCP, which is not looking good at the negotiation table, is concerned, may have about 50 seats, although it wants to contest at least about 60 seats in the assembly elections. Now, we know for a fact that Shiv Sena had a better strike rate when it came to Lok Sabha elections. It performed better than both the BJP as well as NCP in the Mahayuti equation, yet it may not get the largest chunk. BJP continues to be the big brother. NCP did not have the best strike rate. Still, it wants more seats as it is under pressure from several of the party workers as well as party cadres. There are going to be churns within NCP. We did see how many of the NCP workers and leaders did shift sides to Sharad Pawar camp, and that could continue to happen in the days to come. At this point, of course, the Mahayuti is trying to reduce disputes and bickering as far as seats are concerned, because it did cause them dear during Lok Sabha. There was a lot of bickering which led to delay in the announcement of seats as well as candidates. That really cost them a victory in Lok Sabha elections, which they don't want to repeat at this time, which is why early meetings happening. There could be announcements also happening very soon. Winnability is a factor that is considered, but there are internal disputes certainly. But at this point, of course, Mahayuti trying to reduce these disputes as much as possible so that the Lok Sabha results don't get repeated in assembly elections.
Well, that is what the NDA alliance in Maharashtra, of course, is hoping for and is making all efforts to do that. Well, we'll be getting you more on that. Meanwhile, some more news that we're tracking at this point in time. Last night, a 27-year-old woman died after being hit by a speeding car in Malad area of Mumbai. Well, after the accident took place, an angry mob also thrashed the driver of the Ford car. That's the latest coming in. Those visuals also coming in, have come in after the accident had taken place. This young woman was killed after she was hit by a speeding car in the Malad area. Well, we do understand a lot of commotion was also witnessed after the mob had thrashed the driver of the car. Some more news now that we're tracking. This is coming in from Madhya Pradesh. After his complaints against corruption allegedly ignored for years, a man from Madhya Pradesh assembled a garland out of the documents and made an entrance into a district collector's office that left everybody stunned. Crawling on the road and then rolling on it, the man dragged several other documents containing what he claimed was evidence behind him, finally getting the attention that he was so desperately seeking. Well, like every Tuesday, a public hearing was being conducted in the office of the Neemuch district collector to address people's grievances when Mukesh Prajapati was spotted crawling on his elbows, a garland of documents around him and several others sewn together on a rope trailing him. As he switched to rolling on the road and made his way to the entrance, it emerged that Prajapati had been complaining against the alleged corruption carried out by the Sarpanch of his village and claimed that he had not been heard for over 6 years. We'll keep an eye on the updates on that. Meanwhile, some more news now. The entertainment enterprises and co-makers of the film Emergency have moved the Bombay High Court seeking a direction to the CBFC to issue certificate for the film. Well, Zee has petitioned the Bombay High Court seeking an official copy of the film's certification from the CBFC. Zee claimed that despite being informed of the film's certification on August 29, CBFC is yet to provide a formal copy of the certification. While the plea alleges that CBFC has illegally withheld the certification, Zee is seeking an urgent relief from the court, and well, the court has agreed to hear the plea today. Well, my colleague Radhika is getting us more on that. Radhika, we do believe the hearing is going to take place today, and the plea that has been filed contends that the CBFC has illegally withheld the certification to the film. When is the plea expected to be heard, and what all arguments are expected to be made from the maker's side?
That's right. Bombay High Court has in fact just started hearing the plea by Zee Studios, who are the co-makers of Emergency. In fact, Zee Studios seeking release of censor certificate from the CBFC. The Bombay High Court's division bench has just started hearing the matter. In fact, we are given to understand that the bench of Justices Kolabawala and Justice Firdos Puniwala are hearing the case. And advocate for CBFC has in fact now submitted that the response that the petitioner has claimed there was a response from CBFC saying that certification has been given was only an automatic response. The Madhya Pradesh High Court has directed them to consider the representation of the maker. So this is what the CBFC's advocate has told the Bombay High Court at this point. Also, senior advocate for Zee is also seeking an amendment for certain prayers in that particular plea. Remember, the makers, Zee Studios in this case, have sought a certification, release of certificate from the CBFC side. This is what the plea is about. Okay. Now, of course, the hearing has begun. Okay. We know for a fact that before the Madhya Pradesh High Court, there was a petition by certain Sikh groups which had objected to certain representations in the film, after which certain directions were given by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Now remains to be seen if Bombay High Court orders for the release of the certificate, because here the makers are telling the court that the certificate has already been given, or rather announced to them, but it has not been given to them. It has been withdrawn deliberately to the makers of the film, which is illegal and arbitrary.
Right. Okay, all right. Well, the hearing is underway at the moment. We do understand there has been a huge controversy surrounding the film, but the plea was filed in the Bombay High Court and that alleged that CBSE had illegally withheld the certification. We'll wait for the court order to come out. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Radhika, for getting us all those details there. With that, it's time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show. Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live.
Welcome back after the break. Torrential rains in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh led to the death of 35 people, damaging roads, submerging rail tracks and flooding crops across thousands of acres. Residents have said that they're struggling to meet their daily needs as rescue and rehabilitation efforts continue. Well, the IMD has also issued a yellow alert for 4 districts in Telangana and has warned of heavy rains today itself. Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has said that it's the biggest disaster he's seen in the recent years. Well, that's the latest coming in at this point in time.
Naidu, in fact, went for about 3 to 4 hours on a JCB covering about 25 kilometers. He's trying to reach out to the last of the people, he says, to find out whether flood relief material in the form of water or food is reaching those areas. And that's the reason why, without any escort vehicles, in fact, he's going to those areas that are not reachable with any other form of vehicle. And of course, wading through the waters as well, third time running. And I must say, for a 74-year-old, very senior leader, this is something that the people of the area will perhaps remember. A few points that the Chief Minister has made. One, he has said that the dangers in terms of the flooding may, for the time being at least, have receded because the waters in the Krishna River at Prakasham have receded to about 5 to 6 lakh cusecs as against more than 11.45 lakh cusecs that he had spoken about just 24 hours earlier, which means the water release that happened from the Prakasham barrage gates has helped, and therefore water should start receding from those areas. The second part is that drones are being used very, very extensively. Yesterday, if about 27 drones were used to reach water and food and other essential things like medicines to people, today 30 more drones are going to be used, so almost 60 drones will be put to use in order to reach the relief material to the people. And the Chief Minister, in fact, saying those drones will be also used to see which are the areas which are badly cut off and where the rescue operations still may need to be carried out. 2 choppers still are around to be able to do that kind of an activity. And he has also said that because there is vast tracts of agricultural land where the crop has been lost, the drones may be used to capture those visuals also to find out the extent of the loss. The third part is about the cleanup operation itself, because thousands of homes and thousands of vehicles as well, 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, all of them stuck in the mud, huge amount of slush that is there inside homes and inside the vehicles as well, and some of them in fact buried literally in the sand. That will become very, very difficult to retrieve, and the Chief Minister has now said that the fire department will in fact go and try to help in the cleanup operation inside homes as well, because people, once the water recedes as well, for them to go back to their homes is becoming very, very difficult, and the fire department will help in those operations.
All right, situation continues to be tense on the ground there. We'll get you more on that. Meanwhile, that's the latest update coming in. Now to Nagaland, where at least 3 people have died while several others were injured and a few are still missing after heavy rainfall led to landslides that took place late Tuesday night in Nagaland's Ferima along National Highway 29 between state capital Kohima and Dimapur. Well, the restoration works are still underway, but the national highway is completely cut off for the movement of vehicles. Well, what we are also learning at this point in time is that a portion of the same highway was also washed off in New Chumuke Dima on Tuesday evening. Hundreds of vehicles are reported to be stranded on these routes. We'll be getting more on that in just a bit, but that's the latest development that we are learning of. 3 people have died, and there are still many who are missing after this landslide took place late last night in Nagaland's Ferima area. Well, we are shifting our focus now to some more news that we are tracking at this point in time in connection with the Bengaluru cafe blast. We are learning Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje has now apologized over her controversial remarks. Shobha Karandlaje had made certain controversial remarks after the blast took place in Bengaluru, and the remarks pertain to the people of Tamil Nadu, linking them to the blast. Now, Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje has apologized over her remarks. Well, my colleague Sam will be joining us in just a bit. Meanwhile, that's the latest coming in at this point in time. Shobha Karandlaje also has sought quashing of FIR that has been filed against her. In her apology, she said that there was no intention to hurt the sentiments of anybody. She has apologized to the people of Tamil Nadu after she had linked the people of Tamil Nadu to the blast. But now she has filed an affidavit and has tendered her apology over the same. Well, what we are also learning at the moment is that she said that I have the highest respect and regard to the history and culture of Tamil Nadu, and I have no intention to hurt the sentiments of people of Tamil Nadu. My colleague Sam is now joining us on the broadcast here. Sam, this is big. We are learning now Shobha Karandlaje has filed an affidavit and has tendered an unconditional apology.
That's right, Kitty. She had filed this apology in the form of an affidavit to the Madras High Court, where she had earlier moved a petition seeking quashing of an FIR filed against her in the context of the comments, what many call a state speech comment made by her in Bengaluru earlier in March. This was soon after the Rameshwaram cafe blast in Bengaluru. Even as the NIA probe was on, she had made a comment at a press conference saying that many Tamils learned to make bombs in Tamil Nadu and they plant bombs in Bengaluru. And a private complaint by an individual was filed saying that this triggers panic and projects every Tamil as somebody who gets trained in bomb making and planting bombs. And the Tamil Nadu government in the court has said they are fine if she would tender an apology at a similar press conference. But now she has filed an affidavit apologizing, saying she had no intention to affect the feelings and sentiments of Tamil people and that she respects everyone. Now the Tamil Nadu government would respond. The case has been adjourned, whether they would be fine with this or would they really seek her tendering apology in the form of a press meet. And politically, these comments were made in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections in March. And that time it was seen as an attempt to help the BJP in Tamil Nadu in an attempt to project as if the state is heading towards a kind of encouraging this kind of groups in a bid to help the BJP expand their footprint in a state where they have very little presence. And now this has come up a huge embarrassment for the BJP. Still, the case has been adjourned. Now we'll have to see how the court would, what the Tamil Nadu government would say now.
Okay. So all eyes will be on the response of the Tamil Nadu government and we'll be getting more on that. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Sam, for getting us all those details there. Please keep an eye on the developments there. All right, shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. Prime Minister Modi is on a historic state visit to Brunei. PM Modi held bilateral talks with Sultan of Brunei today, and the Prime Minister has said that the talks were wide-ranging and included ways to further cement bilateral ties between our nations. Well, bilateral talks were held to further expand trade ties, commercial linkages and people-to-people exchanges. Marking the first ever bilateral trip by an Indian Prime Minister to Southeast Asian nation on day 2 of the tour, Prime Minister Modi met the Sultan of Brunei. Well, the Sultan is the second longest reigning monarch in the world after the late Queen Elizabeth II. Prime Minister Modi will also be visiting Singapore as part of a two-nation tour.
हमारे सदियों पुराने सांस्कृतिक संबंध है। हमारी मित्रता का आधार हमारी यह महान सांस्कृतिक परंपरा है। यह भी सुखद संयोग है कि इस वर्ष हम द्विपक्षीय साझेदारी की 40वीं वर्षगांठ मना रहे हैं। भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है।
Well, my colleague Ghazali is now joining us on the broadcast, getting us more on this very historic visit of Prime Minister Modi to Brunei. We do understand it's second day of the tour, and Prime Minister Modi has met the Sultan of Brunei, Ghazali, and the Prime Minister also has said that the focus is going to be on expanding trade ties with the country. All right. I'm being told that Ghazali will be joining us in just a bit. Meanwhile, that's the latest coming in at this point in time. Prime Minister Modi has met the Sultan of Brunei, and we do understand he's also said after meeting him that the talks with the Sultan of Brunei have been wide-ranging and included ways to further cement the bilateral ties between the two nations. Well, talks were held between the two leaders to further expand trade ties, commercial linkages and people-to-people exchanges. All right, my colleague Ghazali joins us back on the broadcast here. Well, Ghazali, it's day two of the tour, and Prime Minister Modi has today met the Sultan of Brunei and also said that the focus is going to be expanding people-to-people exchanges as well as trade ties. What are we expecting here?
So both the leaders reaffirmed their steadfast commitment to maintaining the peace, stability, security, prosperity and resilience of the region, and underscored the importance of adhering to the principles outlined in the United Nations Charter and international law. So that is related to the cooperation when it comes to the Indo-Pacific region. A very key part of this meeting, because India wants to ensure that when it comes to Chinese influence in the Indo-Pacific region, or to say in the larger context of the Asian continent region, India wants most of the countries on its side, and that is why this visit and this meeting was important. Now, coming to the country to country or the bilateral sides of concern, both the leaders recognize the important role of youth towards national development and agreed to promote greater youth exchanges between the two countries. Also, when it comes to some development between the two countries, both the leaders welcome the planned direct flight connectivity between Chennai and Bandar Seri Begawan, the capital of Brunei, which will foster stronger people-to-people linkages and facilitate increased trade and tourism activities between the two countries. And we should know that there are Tamilians who are staying in as part of the 14,000 Indian diaspora.
Okay, all right. Several MOUs are expected to be signed between the two nations, and after that we are learning after lunch, Prime Minister Modi will depart for Singapore, and there Prime Minister Modi is expected to meet the members of the Indian community as well before being hosted for dinner by his counterpart, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. All right. Some more news now that we're tracking at this point in time. We're shifting our focus to Nagaland, where at least 3 people have died. Several others were injured and a few are still missing after heavy rainfall led to landslides late night on Tuesday in Nagaland's Ferima along National Highway 29 between state capital Kohima and Dimapur. Well, restoration works are underway, but we are given to understand that the national highway is completely cut off for the movement of vehicles in the area. Ratnadeep, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast here. He's on the ground getting us more details about the situation there. Ratnadeep, what more can you tell us? We do understand the latest information that we had is that there were people who were still missing. Any information that's coming out about them?
That's right. A massive search and rescue operation is underway at Ferima, where the incident has taken place last night. This is on the National Highway 29, which had actually in past couple of days suffered severe landslide. There have been very massive rainfall in Nagaland. In fact, the place where this landslide had taken place on both sides of the National Highway, now there are long queues of vehicles. The state capital Kohima is now cut off from the commercial capital of the state, Dimapur. And in fact, the Chief Minister had posted on X saying that operations are underway, and he has informed about the incident. Now, what we are learning from authorities is that at least 3 people have been killed. There are a few people who have sustained injuries. There are a few others who are missing. So therefore, search and rescue operation continues there. This is a key link as far as Nagaland is concerned in terms of reaching state capital Kohima and through the commercial capital Itanagar. So therefore, this national highway also goes further and links Nagaland to Manipur as well. And therefore, a key link now is disrupted with this massive landslide which has taken place only a few days back. One portion of this national highway had given in due to massive rainfall, and restoration work was taking place. What authorities are telling us, there are 2 operations taking place. One is the search and rescue operation for the people who are said to be missing, and the other is to restore the national highway, because you have long queues of vehicles waiting for hours since last night because of this landslide which has completely disrupted traffic and blocked the national highway.
Absolutely. People are having to face a difficult time here. 3 people have died so far, that is what we can confirm, and there are some people who are still missing. My colleague Ratnadeep gets us the latest stuff from the ground. Meanwhile, I will go to him in just a bit for more. That's the latest coming in. It's time for a short break here. We'll be right back.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.